So let's just settle into our meditation posture. And so however it is you're turning up this evening, just remember that's perfectly okay. Whatever it is that's going on for you, whatever that has been going on for you today, it's all fine. And try and settle into some level of stillness. And I often start this by just checking the body. And the feet's always a good way to ground ourselves, If they are flat on the floor, feel the soles of your feet on the floor, through your shoes, through your slippers, whatever you've got on. Other than that, if you're sitting in a cross-legged position, just notice your sits bones. Hands are in either the lap in the meditation mudra or resting on your knees. Shoulders are aligned with the hips, and just imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of your head. And just imagine someone's above the crown of your head, very gently, just lengthening your spine, leaving some space in between those vertebrae. Just allowing the muscles just to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. So you're becoming a little bit taller. Head is tipped forward, eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose. Tip of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And just relax the jaw while I move the mic. Sorry. Okay. And just bring your awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, back of the head, the ears, the jaw, back of the tongue. Relax back of the neck and the shoulders, shoulder blades, and relax the throat, chest, belly, limbs, and hands, fingers, feet, and toes. Bring the mind to the breath. Just again noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. If there are any sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to follow them with your mind. And then notice what thoughts are arising and try and put some space in between those thoughts. Give yourselves a break. And try not to judge or criticize or have opinions. Just be watching like an objective observer. And let's just bring to mind very briefly all those people of our life, our very dear friends, our loved ones. These are the people we love and care for and support and care about and do stuff for to support them. They do the same for us. And we see all their good qualities. And then there's those people who we are not so fond of. We don't see all their good qualities. And then there's those ones who are strangers. We don't see good or bad qualities. We don't really care. But good to remember, they could change place at any time. Your view towards your loved one could change. And also towards the one you don't like. And definitely the one you don't like or neither like nor dislike. So really, it's just your view of that person and the karma changing and shifting all the time. They're not inherently good or bad or nothing. So I think actually they're all equal in their wish to be free from suffering and their wish to avoid and to be happy and their wish to avoid suffering, constantly encountering it, and this incredible capacity for this enlightened mind. So I think we'll do this purification practice for all these people of our life. If you have anyone in mind that you want to think about who needs any help right now, bring them into your meditation, put them next to you, and imagine they're doing this practice with you. So there is no negativity that cannot be purified. It was such a relief. I remember one time I went into a prison here east of San Francisco when I was working the prison project. And all these guys were in the room and we were doing a Vajrasattva practice. And they looked so relieved to know that everything that they'd done there could be something done about it. So interesting to watch the relief on their face and that they could do it. So we're all in the same boat in a way. A lot of the guys in there probably haven't done anything worse than any of us in our adolescence, except they just happen to get caught. So imagine Vajrasattva. Here's Vajrasattva here. Oh, just hang on 1 second. So before we get to Vajrasattva, we're going to go and do a little bit of regretting. So bring to mind something you've done to harm another living being today in this life or in all past lives. And you can think of specific actions of your body and your speech. Maybe you stepped on an ant, maybe you hurt someone's feelings. And the reason we regret is based on this logic of karma. So everything we experience is based on our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. So we want to do something about that. We want to, logically, it makes sense to pull out those karmic seeds before they ripen as suffering for us. So this is what we're doing here. So, and also regret is just like a very adult way of, you're just taking responsibility. It's not about guilt. It's about, oh God, I did this thing. What can I do about it? So here we are. I regret from the depths of my heart, having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want this future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we need the Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods. So it's not like asking some kind of higher power to take it all away or to forgive us or absolve us in some way. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. And if that is difficult for you, just imagine a ball of white purifying light. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light. Sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion, his face is radiant and beautiful. His eyes are long, shaped like lotus petals, and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. And the left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all. sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people that you have harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you. And particularly have compassion for them, extra compassion for them, because of the harm they've caused you is going to just ripen at any moment for them as future suffering. So particularly because of that, have compassion and think I must purify for their sake. So here we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine doing the practice of purification. And so we visualize light and nectar. So we're going to start with nectar, and we do mantra recitation as this medicine that we're going to take. So start with purifying the body. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, almost like coming out of a hose, very forcefully from his heart. And this arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. So next we come to the purification of speech. And Vajrasattva again very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and useless speech and lying, talking badly about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you, so rabbiting on about nothing. All of this is purified by the powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Supokaya Mibawa Hanarakta Mibawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Supokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Supokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Supokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Supokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Supokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Supokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So now feel so incredibly happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others with your speech now. So every word that comes out of your mouth, every syllable falls out of your mouth is of benefit to others, including yourself. So even your cough, even your laugh. So next is the purification of the mind. And Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and you switch on a light. The light in that room instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all the attachment and neediness and anger and depression, resentment and jealousy, all instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Excuse me. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Supokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Supokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Supokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mibawa Sutokaya Mibawa Supokaya Mibawa Anarakta Mibawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sitokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified. And think now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of body, speech, and mind. So you can imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, fills you completely, and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So now really try and feel that you're completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now we come again to the power of resolve. So here we just make a decision to try and refrain from harming ourselves and others with our body, speech, and mind, whether that be through our speech, negative self-talk, squashing ants, or whatever it is, picking up pens in the bank, although now they tie everything down, so not so easy. So just think of something you'd like to work on between now and tomorrow night. Give yourself a timeline, whether it be 30 seconds, just one period of 30 seconds. Just draw your attention to some habit that you have. And gradually over time, it will change. And this kind of determination, this decision we make to not do again is what gives us strength to change. And Vajrasattva is delighted with us, wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. So just very briefly, a little meditation on emptiness, and just think that perhaps so all we need to do actually is just think very simply, oh, maybe the way things are appearing to me might not necessarily be the way they actually exist. And that's all you need to do, really. It's very simple. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. You can also think about all those people of your life, and maybe if there's somebody in your mind here with you. So let's dedicate for His Holiness, the wish-granting, can you go back? Yeah. The wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. For LAMA YESHE. Ho tub shu chang shin jam gon Galloway. Tenzin kyang pelway kunza dog porze. Shog sum kurwe leg mon to drub. Pa dag sog duje kondu jab ten shog. And LAMA YESHE, Venerable One, to whose kindness succeeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please live long. And share a beloved teacher leading your students forward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path. You are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Okay, everybody. Lots of love. Thank you so much. Thank you for putting all the messages up, Shayla. So just drop me a line if you have some ideas about what you particularly would like to do. What would you like to have more discussion? Would you like to have more silent meditation? Some people like to chant. Some people don't quite like visualization as much as others. So, I mean, whatever works for you, maybe we can make it a program that suits everyone. Okay. Lots of love. Good night.